All right. Well, welcome everybody. It is Tuesday. Today it is noontime here at Central Time in the Chicagoland area. Today we are going to be making another wonderful summertime dish. I love it because it makes a full meal during the summer. We don't tend to want to eat as heavily. This is fabulous. It uses some of wonderful in-season fruit. We're getting a lot of pineapple in now, wonderful blueberries. I was able to get a great selection of organic blueberries here locally. So that was a good find. And I always love to find these local in-season foods so that I can use them in my dishes because they just taste so much better, and they're better for you because they're at the peak of their nutritional peak of their nutrition, peak of their ripeness, peak of their flavor. Anyway, so today we're going to be making a grilled chicken and pineapple salad. And to add a little bit more pineapple to it, we're going to use a pineapple vinaigrette. So good. I was going to have a sample for you today, but I kind of ate it for dinner last night. So we're going to make do with what we have here, okay? First of all, before I get started, I just wanted to prep my chicken. And then I'm going to show you how to slice up so that you can use your pineapple, make it real easy to do. So first off, let me grab my chicken. I'm going to use a chicken breast today. And what I want to do is I just want to season it a little bit. I'm going to let it marinate for a little bit before putting it on the grill. I like to grill these at medium heat, something, like this size. I'm going to be chopping it up into smaller pieces later on. But for right now, this is a little bit big to grill on the grill. So I'm going to just cut it down into 2 pieces like so. I'll probably grill it for about 20 minutes on the grill, turning it halfway in between. So in order to season this, very simply, let me grab a bowl. And I'm just going to add my chicken, which I washed and patted dry. I'm going to wash my hands here. Every time I touch the chicken, I want to wash my hands. Don't want to spread anything, any diseases. All right. So I have this here. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. And then I'm going to add in some garlic. So I'm just going to press a clove of garlic. I have a nifty little sleeve here that I like to put it in. If I roll it around, the paper comes right off. And I have a garlic press here. I'm just going to cut off the head of this garlic clove. I'm going to cut it in half too. Sometimes that helps with the mincing of it. And then I'm just going to press it down. Get all of that goodness. Oh, garlic is so good for us. It's good for digestion. It's a good antioxidant, helps our immune system, helps feed healthy bacteria in our gut. And as you know, I like to talk about the microbiome, the healthy microbes that are in our digestive system. We want to be feeding them things that keep them happy. So I'm just going to give this chicken a little bit of a toss. And then I'm just going to let it sit in the refrigerator. Half hour, an hour, not very long. If you'd like, you could add a little bit of sesame oil to this, toasted sesame oil, just to give it a little bit added flavor. I kind of like it as it is. I might add a little bit of salt and pepper right now. Sometimes I add it at the end. I just don't want to forget to do it right now, so I'm going to do that. So adding a little bit of salt and pepper. You can add whatever seasonings you like. If you like more of a Greek chicken, You could add a little bit of oregano, a little bit of basil, maybe a little bit of thyme to it if you'd like as well. All right. So I'm going to put this aside, let it sit in the refrigerator. And while that is marinating, let's work now on our pineapple. Okay, let me just get a fresh knife. And so I went today and I got a pineapple. I tried to get one that is as ripe as possible because I want a nice juicy pineapple for this. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some juice for the vinaigrette, and I'm also going to make some pineapple chunks that I can put on the grill while I'm grilling my chicken. What's nice is the pineapple will grill probably just about the same amount of time as the chicken. So I found one here. It's yellower. I do this little trick where I pull out a leaf on the top, and if it pulls out, that means it is riper. So let's keep our fingers crossed. We'll see what we've got here, right? So the first thing that I like to do when I am cutting up a pineapple is cut off the top and bottom. Now, I'll let you know, I actually scrubbed clean this pineapple because I like to save these ends and the skin, and I make a delicious drink. Let me show you because I peeled up it. Now, you'll notice there's a little bit of foam on top here. That's because this is now becoming a fermented drink. What I did was I added in all of my ends and my skins a couple of days ago, and I'm just letting this sit. I added a little bit of sugar to it because what I want are some healthy microbes to start fermenting. Once it's sat for a little bit, you can put it into a bottle with a sealed cap, pressurized cap, and it gets bubbly. So it's almost like a natural soda, but with the benefit of healthy microbes that have fermented it, the benefit of fermentation. So I'm going to do the same thing with the skin that is here. So I've taken off the top and the bottom, like so. And then I'm just going to cut that outer skin off. All right. And I don't worry too much if some of the eyes, as you can see, are left. Those don't bother me. If you don't like that, you can go through and shave off a little bit closer. Here, like so. But I feel like it takes away more of the meat that I want to enjoy. But since I'm using it in that drink, nothing goes to waste. And I like that, especially when it comes to health. All right. So I now have all of my pieces here, and I will be putting them into a very big jar later on. In the meantime, we now have our skinless pineapple. Cut down through the middle. All right. So you have two boats like so, and then quarter it. The reason I do this is because I want to, here, let's do it this way. I want to expose that hard core. There's actually a core that runs through the middle, right along through here. You can see it's a little bit different. It's a little bit tough, and it doesn't have as much flavor. So once I do this, I can now take that corner where the core is and just cut down and cut that out. And guess what? That goes into my drink mix. Notice there's a little bit of a bruise on the bottom there, so I took that off as well. All right. So now I have what can be now cut into slices, like so, and grilled on the grill. I'm not going to make the slices too small. I can cut those up later on before I add them to my my dish. Now, because I used up all of my pineapple in my dish last night, oops, I'm not going to be grilling this today. So I thought we'll just use it raw today. But I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to show you what normally you would do to put it on the grill. So what I'm doing now, I just gathered up all my slices. I'm going to make these into bite-sized pieces for my salad because I'm going to be adding them in just like so into my salad. So what I did was I sliced down the middle, and now I'm going to slice down that whole row of, see, they're a little bit longer than wide, and I like them a little bit cubed. If you like bigger chunks in your salad, by all means, that's the nice thing about cooking. You can do things the way you like, right? Pineapple is so good for us. It's filled with vitamin C, great for our immune system. It also contains bromelain. Bromelain is a wonderful digestive enzyme that helps us digest our foods. As we get older, we don't digest as easily because we don't make those stomach acids and enzymes like what we did when we were young. So it's always nice to get a little boost whenever we can. So pineapple is good for that. Papaya has papain in it, another enzyme that is good for us. So I'm just going to set these pineapple chunks aside. And by the way, I'm going to make enough today for one salad. The chicken that I have, that's probably enough for two. But if you go to my website, you will find I will have this printed up and it will make enough for four, which is a nice number to make because then you get a little left over so you don't have to make it the next day. And then maybe you eat it for dinner before your cooking class, like I did. Anyway, here we have our pineapple. I'm going to set this aside for now. But now we have a little bit of pineapple left over. And what I want to do with this is I want to make my pineapple juice. So I'm going to cut probably about half a pineapple. I want in the end to have about a cup of pineapple juice. This was not a very large pineapple, so we'll see. We'll see how much we come up with. I'm just going to add it to my blender here. All right. Add those chunks. I'm just cutting it up a little bit to make it easier to blend. And I'll show you a quick, easy way that you can make juice without having a juicer. All right, so where did I put my lid? Here we go. I always misplace that. I don't understand. All right, let me just bring this up here so you can all see. All right, so here we have our blender. Excuse me, I'm going to make a little noise. It. Now, I have a strainer here. Let me grab another bowl. Now, this is liable to be a little bit thick. I might add a little bit of water to this just to help it along. I mean, like a tablespoon of water. And I'm just going to mix that up for a second. I just want to be able to pour it and have it filter through. It's almost like a smoothie. Oh my goodness. If this was a nice cold pineapple, this would be an awesome smoothie. Look how thick that is. So I'm just going to let this sit for a minute and filter through. And while it is doing that, let me just show you now what we've got. So we've got some pineapple juice going there. As I said, I'm hoping for about a cup. We're going to let that filter through. I'm going to save my pineapple for later. And let me grab my recipe. Flew off the countertop with that blender going. All right. So what I have is a jar. I love to make my vinaigrettes in a jar. You can do it in a bowl and whisk it together. But this way, it's a lot quicker, a lot easier. I love those words, quicker and easier. So what I'd like to do is I'm waiting on my 1 cup of pineapple juice. In the meantime, what I would like to do is measure out some white wine vinegar, some Dijon mustard. We'll have a little bit of salt and pepper and more garlic. Yum. Okay. So let me grab a measuring cup here. I'm going to put in a 1/4 cup of my white wine vinegar. Here we go. And a teaspoon of my mustard. Now, if I was just making this on my own, I might just squeeze in a little bit. After a while, you get to know how much you like in there. I have some organic Dijon mustard here. By the way, if you are curious as to what brands of things that I use, just message me and I will get back to you and let you know. Sometimes I get things that are on sale. I like to find things that are organic when possible. I do have certain stores that I like to shop at, but if you're curious, message me and I can help you out if you're looking for anything in particular. So I'm just mixing the Dijon mustard and the vinegar together here. And I'm going to add in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now I have pink Himalayan sea salt here. So I'm going to add in a 1/2 teaspoon there. And I'm going to add in some black pepper, a couple of gratings of black pepper. Black pepper again, too. Don't forget, spices are good for us and anti-inflammatory, as well as our fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds. So I like to add in seasoning when I can. And one of those things that I will be doing is adding in a little bit, just a pinch of red pepper flakes, just to give it a little bit of zing. I'm going to say maybe about 1/8 of a teaspoon here. All right. That just gives it a little bit of zing. And I'm going to mix that up. As you can see, I'm mixing up all my ingredients before I add in my oil, because I want them to blend up nicely before adding the oil in. The mustard that I added actually serves 2 purposes. It actually helps to add flavor, yes, of course, but it also helps to keep everything mixed together once I mix it. So I'm going to add in 2 cloves of garlic to this vinaigrette. Again, things add flavor, but they also add healthy nutrients for us. If you know me, I talk about the antioxidants and the phytonutrients that natural fruits and vegetables have for us. They are what keep us young. They're going to help us age better, age more slowly, and improve the quality of our life, not necessarily a long life of pain and illness, right? That's what we're looking for. At least I am. And I hope you are too. And I hope you get it. And what we eat will determine a lot of that, just how well we live our life. All right, so I'm just going to use 1 clove and add in 2 cloves. These were large cloves. I love garlic. The thing with vinaigrette is that the flavors get diluted a bit. when you mix it into a salad. So sometimes you think you're adding too much flavor, but in reality, it's just right because it blends with all those other flavors, all those kind of neutral flavors, say of the lettuce or something like that. All right. So I've added in most of my liquid ingredients, most of my ingredients now. I'm just going to mix these up now. All right. So you can see the beginnings of that. I haven't added in my pineapple juice yet. Let's see how much we actually have. Now I could use the back of a spoon. Yeah, I'll do that. Just to push a little bit of that through. Let me show you what I'm doing here. Oops. All right. I'm just going to use this back of the spoon just to push them through. The reality is, I think I have enough. Let's see how we do. All right. This sieve actually is a little bit larger than, you know, what you might be using to get juice through. That's okay. I kind of like the thickness of this. Let's see how much we got. And remember, this was a smaller pineapple. So I used about half the pineapple here. Okay, I have about 3/4, maybe a little bit more than 3/4 of a cup, maybe 5/8. Probably 7/8 is what I meant. I do have a little bit of leftover juice from the other day, so I'm just going to add that in. You can add a little bit of water if you like. I'm going to rinse out my bowl with a little bit. You caught me working on my math there. Sometimes it doesn't work so well. All right, let me add in my pineapple juice here. There we go. All right, I'm going to give that another shake. All right, and then I'm going to add in a 1/2 cup of olive oil. Now, you can use any extra virgin olive oil. You could use a light olive oil if you'd like. Grab a 1/2 cup measurement here. So we have about, you know, a 2-to-1, 3-to-1 ratio of liquid to olive oil here. Here it is. If you were whisking this, you'd like to just slowly drizzle in your olive oil as you're rapidly whisking your ingredients. I'm going to add in about half of my olive oil, shake it up, and then add in the other half. All right. And give it a good shake. Look at that. Let me just add in the rest of that olive oil and shake it up. And that's it. We have our vinaigrette. Isn't that great? Quick and easy. Now, if you want to make it even easier, you could use canned pineapple. It works with the canned pineapple as well. And if you get a canned pineapple that's packed in natural juices, you can use that juice instead of making your own. Just a little trick to make things easier. I like to use fresh pineapple, especially when it's in season. I feel like the enzymes are stronger, they're fresher. The nutrients are still nice and bright. Before I forget, another ingredient in this, another nice anti-inflammatory ingredient is the use of onion or shallot. I actually have a walking Egyptian onion here that I grow in my garden. And how I like to slice this for this dish is I just like to do, I'm going to cut this in half so it doesn't roll around. So I'm cutting it down lengthwise. It's very similar to a shallot. It's probably a little bit stronger in flavor than a shallot. What's nice about shallots is they have a mild flavor. If you have a red onion, you can use red onion. And if you are using onions, one way, here's a trick, one way to make the flavor less harsh, make it milder, is to soak it in a little bit of vinegar. You can soak it in apple cider vinegar if you like. You could soak it in white vinegar. So I have a little container here of vinegar. And I'm just going to let these soak in there as we go about assembling the salad. Typically, this can soak in the vinegar for, an hour. Again, kind of, as the chicken's marinating, you could have these marinating for the same amount of time. That would work out just fine. All right. So there you have it. So we now have most of our ingredients prepped here. What are those ingredients, right? Well, remember I said we have greens. So I have a selection of arugula and baby spinach here. You can use whatever greens that you have. More variety, more nutrition. So if you have a spring mix, that works well. If you have romaine, that works. Just remember, the more color, the more nutrition is in that green. And that's why I like arugula with its kind of peppery flavor. Also good for anti-inflammatory diets. Spinach is a great base, very mild. So I thought that would mix nicely, but it also has a nice firm texture that'll hold up to putting things like blueberries on top, or pretend this is grilled pineapple. I have my onions, remember, and some goat cheese. Just open up this packet. Now, I like to use goat cheese in this dish. You could use feta. I like goat cheese. It's easier to digest. It is easier for most people. And I like to avoid cow's milk because of the inflammatory properties of the cow's milk that we have here. So when I do dairy, I will do either goat or sheep cheese. So I have my blueberries, my pineapple, so two wonderful fruits. Notice the color, very good. I have my shallots that are still soaking here. And I have some toasted almond slices. Oh, yeah. Again, fiber, all good for us. All right. So I'm going to toss on, I'd say about a 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon of those almond slices. About a 1/4 cup of blueberries. And about a 1/4 cup of my pineapple slices, or pineapple chunks, I should say. Now, mind you, these normally would be grilled, and they'd be grilling with my chicken right now. So, speaking of chicken, let's take a look at that chicken, see how we're doing. Look at that, all grilled up. Now, these are still in pieces. So what I would like to do is, let me just grab another cutting board here. I like doing this because it makes it easier to clean. And I'm going to take my chicken. Now, remember, I had them in larger slices, but see how it has the nice grill marks on it? That's what your pineapple will have too when you grill it. And I'm just going to cut these now in small cubes. You could use chicken thighs if you like chicken thighs. This happens to be chicken breast, and I'm using half that breast on my salad here. All right. So let's show you how this salad is shaping up. Pretty good, huh? Now, all right, let me just put this to the side. And I'm going to put on a few of my shallot slash onions, depending on what you used. I like to cut them nice and small so that it blends in with the other flavors very nicely, and you don't get a big mouthful of onion. Sometimes raw onion can be a little bit harsh. Let me grab a spoon just to sprinkle out. Oh, I'm putting on about a tablespoon of the cheese here. All right. Let's check, make sure we have everything. So I have my green base, which is a good way to start a salad. Then I have my pineapple and blueberries, as well as my almonds. They will add antioxidants and crunch and fiber, really important for a healthy diet. I added my onions, anti-inflammatory. I added some goat cheese for a little zing and flavor. And that is the ingredients of the basis of the salad. Now let's take a look at that salad dressing. How do we do? Still mixed up. Very good. So what I would like to do is to be able to open this slippery jar. Wouldn't that be something if I couldn't open it up? So, here, I'll show you. I just want to kind of pour it onto a spoon so you can see what it looks like. It's kind of hard to see, but I'm going to drizzle that over the top. This is actually a very small tablespoon. So I probably put on about 2 tablespoons worth of dressing. Now, what's nice is you can just put this dressing in the refrigerator. If you do, it might solidify a little bit because olive oil will get firm, get solid in the refrigerator. If that's the case, just let it sit out on the counter for a few minutes before you use it. But here is our finished dish. Right? Oh my goodness, I love this. So I am going to enjoy this for lunch. I hope you're enjoying your lunch as you're watching this. And I hope you try one of these great anti-inflammatory healthy dishes. Just check out my YouTube channel. I have all of my recipes listed there. You can search it by ingredient and find one that would work for you. I hope you get to try it, as I said. And again, please follow me if you want to have more of these coming to your inbox. I do this every Tuesday, and I look forward to seeing you again. Till next Tuesday, stay healthy. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.